Hey there, everybody. Matt here with Pendley's Plentiful Pets and
Armando here with the Matt and Armando show, as you say.
sweet Arizona Fish Rescue. Guess what we have?
Don't want to count our chickens before they hatch here, as they say, but right now we do currently have in this cave right here, we have some lemon blue eye bristlenose eggs, and that guy is a gorgeous short fin, very yellow, very well colored up lemon blue eye, and that is a smaller, a little bit less colored up, but she's still really young, and that is a long fin lemon blue eye. And so we should have a fair mix of short fins and long fin lemon blue eyes here soon, available in probably 8 to 12 weeks from today, depending on how feeding and raising goes. And so long as he doesn't eat his eggs and we can strip them successfully, it'll all go fine.
Knocking on wood.
Knocking on wood.
Sweet. So what are we doing today?
A little bit of a water change, a smaller water change than usual because you don't want to do any big shifts in water chemistry. We're just going to do probably 30%, maybe 40% water change and suck up a lot of this grime that's on that wood, some of the old decaying food and poop over here, and then we're going to pull that sponge filter out, squeeze it out.
Look at this massive root system right here.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Pothos will go crazy in tanks like this.
That's insane.
And,
I bet you that helped him breed too, or want to breed.
Yeah, it probably feels a little bit more natural. But yeah, and then we're gonna squeeze out the sponge filter so that way we can get it sucking in a lot more of that gunk. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna squeeze it out in tank water so that way we don't cause any damage to the cycle in the tank itself, because this is the main filtration in here. So we want to kind of hold that biological filtration's hand, because if we were to clean this out in tap water, the chlorine and the chloramines and probably the big difference in temperature wouldn't completely tank the cycle, but it would really inhibit the cycle's ability to stay stable. So we're just going to squeeze it out in some old tank water so that way we can get a lot of that gunk out, but still keep the bacteria in the same water that it's been used to and colonized in. And we're going to put it back in there so it can keep doing its job just fine.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
So we're going to start by just taking this lid off, and those pothos, they're going to fall in the tank, but we'll pull them back out. And we put them back in when we're done here. Just going to move that lid. And we're going to get this hose in here and start siphoning. Oop. Let's drop the test tube. All right, cool. First, actually, I'm going to move this. I'm going to take the sponge filter out now so I can get behind it too. We don't just want to suck this stuff out and move the sponge filter and have a whole bunch of stuff going over. So, I'm sorry if I'm in the way right now. We're just going to leave that there for now. I'm pull this filter out. Disconnect that airline. Pull off some of those leaves there. Disconnect the airline. Let some of that water flow out. Throw it down in the bucket that we're siphoning water into. Now we can start siphoning. And all this crud that's falling to the bottom, we're just going to siphon that out. I'm going to give it probably a minute just to fall down to the bottom there. So stand by. All right, now it's about a minute later, and most of that gunk that was on the sponge filter that got shaken off is now at the bottom. So we're going to stick that tube in, and we're going to start siphoning. So just get what we can here. We're not going to get all of it. It's impossible to get all of it, but we're getting as much as we can here. Getting half of it or 70% of it will be a lot better than it all just staying in the tank. Well, come on. There's a rock stuck in. No, it was a snail, actually. All right, cool. Like I said, we're probably not going to get all of it, but we're going to get as much as we can here. Like our breeding tanks are never ever going to look perfect. They're poop machines, and they're eating a lot of food, more food than they're usually eating, because we have to, encourage breeding and get them full of eggs. Another snail got stuck on the. Okay, there you go. Snail got stuck on the tube again. My bad. We're just going to keep going back and forth, trying to avoid big rocks, and we're just going to keep siphoning up gunk. Gunk and junk and ickies. We'll get behind places, see what we can grab with that. Just scoop these tubes over. See what's under them. But we're not doing a huge water change because we want to keep the water chemistry relatively the same. So that way we don't stress out the male that's sitting on eggs, and so he doesn't eat his eggs or just anything. Fish are unpredictable, and you shouldn't really change too much, especially if whatever project you're trying to do is going well. This is going well, so same snail, just fell again. Just got, I swear this is like the 5th time that snail has gotten stuck. Alright, we're almost done draining water here. So all we wanted to do today was just get a bunch of the gunk that was sitting on the bottom of this tank out. And that's about all we're doing for the water change today. It's about a 45% water change, maybe a 40%. And we're just going to fill it up real slowly to not cause any shock or anything. But what we're going to do real quick, squeeze out the sponge filter, get it reinstalled. And all I'm doing with that is just taking the sponge filter in the bucket itself, and I'm squeezing it just to get all the gunk out. I know you guys can't see it, but it's a little nasty, so it's pretty self-explanatory. Just taking the sponge itself in a bucket of the tank water you just drained and squeezing it until it's pretty clean. It's never going to be completely clean. You don't want it to be completely clean. You still want it to be a little dirty. A dirty tank is a relatively clean tank. You just want to get a lot of the crud out of the sponge itself. And pretty much how I decide that a sponge is about clean is when you first squeeze it, if it holds form and takes a little while to re-expand, like a couple seconds to re-expand, then it still has a little bit of gunk in it. But once you start squeezing it and it re-expands like immediately, still in your hand, then that's about when I call it clean. Yep, see if you guys a little visual here. Just take the sponge itself, I remove the middle piece to get a bit of squeeze on it. I just throw it in the tank water here, and just squeeze it, just like that. Get some of the gunk out. Alright, reinstall this piece right here. Throw that back up in the center here. Put that back on top. Alright, cool. These are to be reinstalled. We'll just throw the airline right back on the center there. Probably gonna move that cave over a little bit. Move that over, make room. And there you go. Right back where it was. Except now it's all clean. And we're gonna put this lid back on. Get this lid installed real quick. Get these pothos clippings back on the back. Alright. Matt, if you'd be so kind to put some prime in there.
You know it.
All I'm doing here is just putting these pothos clippings back up there because they fell in the tank when we moved the lid. Alright. It's about good. Oh, there's one more.
Please sponsor us. Thank you.
If not Seacam, then Fritz. We'll take either. And yeah, keep in mind this is a Pleco tank. There's going to be a lot of extra food, broken down food and poop in here no matter what you do. So even if it does look a little grody, it's a lot cleaner than it was before. And you can't get Pleco breeding tanks clean like you can with a lot of wave makers, a lot of extra filtration, or just using plants and a sponge filter. So this is almost the best you can get. Whoop, I just dropped the whole lid in. Come on, why can't you just... I really don't want this hose to fall out of this tank right now. Okay, there. There, everything's okay. Cool. Yep, it's just filling right now. And that's about it. Pleco breeding tanks are, pretty simple, pretty easy. But really the big thing is just frequent water changes and food. Taking care of Plecos themselves is easy, but getting them to breed just requires a little bit cleaner water and a little bit more food. That's about it. Thank you guys for following along with this journey. We finally got some blue eye eggs, some lemon blue eye eggs, so that's a beautiful thing. Let's wipe off this glass. Some extra water spots on there. Let's just get those off. Alright, I think this tank is about full. I'm gonna go turn it off. Alright, take this hose out. Oh, I just got more water on the glass. Let's wipe it again. I wonder why this lid isn't going on all the way. Okay, now it is. I thought it was. Okay, yep, now it's flush and installed. Sorry for that little extra tidbit right there. The lid wasn't sitting flush with the top of the tank. Yeah, that's about it. We got the female sitting in this cave, the male sitting in this cave while I'm protecting his eggs. Just did a water change on this tank, smaller than usual. Usually we do a 50 to 60%. This was just like 40%. Yep, in front of that. I know it looks gross either way, but we like clean glass. And yeah, that's about it. Very simple setup. It's got a piece of wood in here because it has fiber in it. And the Plecos like to rasp on it. We got a little cave. Not like really a cave, but just a flower pot with a break in it. They could hide in there and feel a little bit covered. We also have these plants in here to make it feel a little bit more natural. We have some hair algae, some guppy grass, some pothos roots in here. Just some caves, obviously, it's where they can lay their eggs and feel secure. They will lay their, I've seen Bristlenose Pecos lay their eggs on anything, like literally glass or holes in the dirt. But yeah, we just choose to use caves because it encourages them to, it gives them a place where they can feel enclosed and like they have a safe place to protect their eggs. Every time I use caves to breed, they always choose the caves. I've never had Plecos lay eggs on the glass or in the dirt unless I didn't have caves. But yeah, that's about it for that one. It's a little bit grody because no matter what, there's always going to be, debris. But we just did a water change on here, to get the nitrates a little bit lower, get whatever extra minerals in the water are a little bit less concentrated to get, some fresh water in there. Also to simulate, the rainy season, just get water exchanging out, fresh water movement. But yeah, that's about it for that one. Thank you guys for following along. We really appreciate it. Like always, let us know if there's anything we can do different and better with these projects. Any advice you have when it comes to the projects we do, or any advice or any feedback on what we can do better with these videos. We're always trying. We're not experts, but we're trying. And thank you guys. We really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good day. Hope you guys learned something. And again, give us any feedback you can. Thank you very much.